All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is the spring of 2023, and I got my little big brother, Brett, here. And it's an exciting day here today because Hoyt dropped off a package for us, and I think it's probably going to be a new bow for a southpaw. And I can't shoot left-handed, so luckily for Brett, he's going to be equipped with, yeah, he can do it. Yeah, he's going to be equipped with a new bow this year. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the unboxing of the new Hoyt VTM. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to talk about specs. We're going to set it up. We're going to transfer stuff from the old Ventum 33 that Brett used to shoot over to the new VTM. And we're excited for the year. We got some turkey hunting coming up. We've got hopefully some elk hunting. We're waiting on, we're in the draw for several states. We're banking on Brett drawing Wyoming because I really want to film him shooting another bull. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. Come on along and we're going to check out the new bow.
Well, you got the important part first.
You better put that on. No, you don't.
It's kind of all smashed up. How's it look? Pinches a little bit, it'll do. Oh, it's got a cool looking string. Check that out.
Oh, baby. We got bright orange.
Bright orange.
That'll match your fletchings.
There you go. Oh, that's pretty cool.
All right, real quick, as Brett holds this bow, we will talk about some of the specs. So again, this is a 2023 VTM by Hoyt. This one is the 34-inch model. And so 34 axle to axle, it's actually 33 3/4 or whatever if you look at the actual measurement, but they call it the 34. Got a cool set of strings on it, got some dampening in the strings. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take his integrate rest off of his old Ventum and we're gonna put it on the Picatinny rail on the backside of this bow and we'll get it dialed in. We'll set center shot, and once we get everything kind of adjusted and dialed in, we're going to go outside and we're going to do some bare shaft tuning and try to get that dialed in as well. So next, this bow's got the HBX Pro cam, so not really sure exactly the changes or anything like that, but a really cool looking cam. It's got adjustability for 80 and 85% let off. This bow, or these cams adjust draw length wise from 26 all the way up to 31 inches of draw length. Brett's a 30. And that's, the brace height is 6 1/8 inches. So if you go to the shorter version of this, I think it's like a 7-inch brace height, but this one is actually 6 1/8. So I think they did that just to increase the speed a little bit. The IBO speed for this bow is 334 feet per second. So should be a pretty good performing bow, as well as have the kind of the leniency of a longer bow, longer draw length, accuracy, stuff like that. So we're gonna get started and see if we can get this baby set up. All right, guys, we got everything put together. We got the rest on, we got the sight on, we got peep tied in. Everything's ready to roll. Now we're going to start shooting at about 10 yards, and we're going to do fletched arrow. Then we're going to do bear shaft. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a group of fletched arrows together with the bear shaft. If the bear shaft is off, then we're going to make slight rest adjustments to bring that back together. And once we get those that tune good, then we can go ahead and sight in, and he'll be ready to roll. So we're going to do some shooting. All right, guys, so I want to catch you up to where we're at right now. Basically, when Hoyt sends these bows out, there's two shims. There's a shim on one side and a shim on the other side of the cam. And it's basically kind of like what I'm going to call a medium fat shim on one side and then a medium slim shim on the other side. We ended up putting an extra fat shim on the right side and a slim on the left in order to bring these cams over to the left-hand side, because we felt like our rest or our arrow was hanging out to the right, and we wanted to bring everything to the left in order to get a good tune with our center shot right at about 13/16 from the riser. So we ended up doing some shimming. I was able to get a hold of a shim kit from Hoyt, and we were able to get everything brought back over to the left. That's been common in the last two bows that we've set up for Brett for whatever reason. So now Brett's been shooting a bear shaft with the fletched arrows. So right now his bear shaft is starting to tail to the right. It's kind of sitting at a weird angle to the right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cheat that rest just to the left a tiny bit. We're going to do the micro adjust on this integrate rest, and we're going to bring that in just a tiny, tiny bit, and we'll see if we can bring that back into the group with the fletched arrows. So that's how we set up our bows. As long as we're shooting 15 to 20 yards, grouping with the bear shaft with the fletched arrows, we feel like we're dialed in. So we're going to do that quick adjustment and see where we're at. All right, guys, so here's the last group. So as you can see, we're aiming at the white dot, and we got two fletched arrows that are pretty well on the money. And then we have the bear shaft to the right that's starting to veer. Now this is at 20 yards, so this is not horrible. Like, I would be actually pretty happy with it. We may make another minor adjustment and bring it back to the left, the rest to the left just a little bit to get that bear shaft brought back in. But all in all, we'll take it. It's pretty good. Alrighty, guys. Well, we have completed this awesome new VTM setup. And so just kind of going through some of the accessories. He chose the CBE Tech Hybrid sight. We've got the Hoyt Integrate Rest by QAD. It's just an awesome system that mounts on the back of the riser on the Picatinny. It's not really a Picatinny, it's kind of like a kind of a clamp on the back of the riser there. We love that because we kind of explained a little bit ago on how we bear shaft tune, but basically you just loosen a set screw. It's got micro adjust on the rest itself, so you feel a click, you feel two clicks, whatever, you lock it back down, you go bear shaft test. If it's not right, you move it a little more or a little less. We finally found a home where we felt like our bear shaft was grouping pretty darn good at 20 yards, so we just called it quits there. We're going to get a bunch of arrows ran through this thing to get it broke in, and we're going to recheck that probably in 100 arrows or so. Brett stuck with his, he's got the SL side mount stabilizer. You can basically just put any stabilizer on this little Hoyt side mount. It's a really awesome system. You can unscrew it and just lift it right out. It's a quick detach deal. So that's really cool. He kept with the little shortstop stabilizer on the front. He didn't go with a longer version, although Hoyt makes some really awesome looking matching stabilizers if you choose to go that route. But Brett just chose to kind of continue with the black stuff. Hoyt set up a really cool bright orange string. It kind of sets it apart. It's actually going to be matching to Brett's fletching. So he's going to run tack vanes. They're the 2.75 inch driver vane from tack. Really awesome vane. They're rigid. They hold. They stabilize quickly. Just a good setup there. Arrow wise, we're going to run a VAP TKO. Him and I both are going to basically run the same exact arrow just because we hunt a lot together. And if something happens to where, yeah, we need to switch an arrow or borrow one or something, you never know. So that's going to be an awesome setup. We're similar, very, very similar on our draw length. So our arrows will interchange. And so yeah, all in all, first impressions, just me standing off to the side. I felt that this was quieter than the Ventum. It was almost whisper quiet, just dead in the hand. And Brett explained that it
Very
just
smooth, no vibration whatsoever.
yeah, draw cycle. How would you explain the draw cycle?
I thought it. I mean, I honestly think it draws a little better than that Ventum. It's nice and smooth, breaks over nice.
Not too big a dump, but
no, not crazy.
yeah.
But it's when it lets go, it's nice, and it's not wanting to tear your arm off. You know, the let off is good enough. I always hated them bows that you barely creep forward and it wants to take off.
Right. So this bow, he mentions let off. So this bow is set up at 85% let off. It's got two different settings. You've got a set screw right up top here, and you can basically just slide this little module right here from 80 to 85. It comes in the box at 85, and yeah, that's where he kept it. That's where it holds good. Just can't say enough about this bow so far. It looks really cool. This is kind of the bourbon color. It's kind of a new thing for Hoyt, and it looks really good on this new VTM. So we're gonna let Brett get out and do some shooting, get some arrows ran through it. We're gonna check back in, do some tuning. He'll do a better, fine-tune sight in, maybe figure out what sight tape he needs, and we'll be ready to roll for spring turkey and coming up in the fall. So we'll wrap this video up. Appreciate you watching. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel, share it, and comment. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.